following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
Thought we were in the terminus systems.
Hey, just because we're in the terminus system doesn't mean we can't be safe.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Things come to the terminus systems to end.
Here's your orders,
Thanks, Chief.
and here's a manifest of your cargo.
Oh, I do not know what half of this stuff is.
Don't worry, there's a foreman at the other end who will check it off when it arrives.
No time like that. But what are these things? Are they vehicles? I don't know what the fuck.
It's like a big. It's like a large, like. Which way to describe it? It's like a long van that hovers basically just above the ground. So it's like almost a truck, but yeah.
What do they make?
Dimensionally smaller, so it can
Why
fit
they
through
make
the
it?
narrow
They make it for
areas and so
when
forth.
in and out transport happens. Pick up.
Okay, Chief.
When
I'll get the delivery there safe.
Excellent, excellent.
What
Once
else is
you've
done here?
completed that
What
one,
materials collected?
I need you
Illegals,
to head to
slaves,
the northern
those
building
pals?
site. It's
Can't
off
read
the
the
map
map.
because, of course, the map hasn't been completed yet. But if you head directly north, central from the grinding and Krebs facility, I'll mark a route on your map.
Thanks.
They have some building equipment that's going to need moved to the southern part of the facility.
So am I doing the pickup, or do they
You're
have?
doing a pickup with the same vehicle. They will load it and then you will take it to the south building area.
All right, that's what I wanted to know. Whether we were in charge of loading and unloading.
Sort of. They'll do the actual loading and unloading themselves, but you just hang out there until it's done. It's a pretty cushy deal.
I'm starting to get the feeling it is.
As long as you're safe. You just don't move while they're loading or unloading. It would be dangerous.
Don't worry, boss. Not in the slightest.
You pat him on the head.
Shoulder.
Oh, okay.
They have shoulders.
Every other time she's ever encountered a Volus, there's been a bar or something else between her and them. It's just like are they plush?
You kind of poke them and they just fly off like there's helium in the sun.
Balloony.
It wouldn't happen anyway.
Instead, they come from a very high pressure world.
Also, they hadn't been getting boots, so they wouldn't float away.
Yeah. I mean, unless there's a hull breach, in which case the air being blown out will just not disturb their hair or clothing at all. The expanse, but it will suck blood out. If you're right next to the hull, that's when the air movement affects you. Otherwise, you're fine.
Yeah. So, we'll start the vehicle heading down there, but I will take out one of our personal data pads and copy like the list of things being moved. Mm-hmm. So I've got destination, where I'm going, what I was carrying, so I have a copy of what I'm moving and when.
Okay. Cool. You arrive outside the medical facility.
Guard to the door? Or... Actually, yeah,
there's like a medical... What do they call them? Like a medical guard?
An orderly?
Orderly, yeah, that'd be right. Yeah.
Just as I've been sort of walking the facility
Like
this morning.
Turian. They do security best.
Gotta stop people.
Right.
Gotta stop people getting into the fucking drugs.
So just on the way there, like, how much security is wandering the place?
Make a perception check.
There are so many skills.
Hey, look,
It's
there's a
not
whole.
called perception.
Oh, spot.
It's
Sorry.
Yes.
Spot. I keep forgetting they split it up.
I only get 9.
Every other system has perception.
Yeah. You get a 9.
A 9.
They found the hall monitor.
There's too many other workers wandering about on your way to really get a good idea. You remember at least passing. You remember at least one walking past you, and you saw another one up on top of a building walking across.
So they do. At least I know they do patrol, as opposed to stationary. Cool. I'll approach the orderly.
Hey.
Oh, I have work. Electrical.
Let's see. Oh yes, I was told you were coming.
Sweet.
What do you need to check?
Uh,
Inside or out?
Probably inside, but I might have to check back outside.
Okay, is there anything we should be aware of with regards to power?
I
Since you ordered that.
don't know yet, but I won't unplug anything until I talk to you guys.
That'd be great.
Much critical machinery active at the moment?
No, there haven't been any major injuries recently, so we've got somebody getting a leg mended, but...
So if there's any accidents, it shouldn't matter too much.
Sorry, I just saw a xenomorph walking past on the screen.
Not okay, I'm out.
Yeah, that'll
Just
happen.
looked up, somebody's like, it's there.
Yeah, that'll happen now and then, alright?
No, I can't not look at it, it's not safe.
It's not safe.
So I'll head into the
Okay,
midday.
let's see outside. You can see a few medical personnel.
What are the specifics on the power fluctuations, just from my job list?
It's just to basically ascertain what might be causing them and try and fix them if you can.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Well, I guess I will start.
Voltmeter at all the outlets is probably your first.
Yeah. He's, I guess, just running the system scanner across, starting at outlets and then moving on to bigger things currently consuming power and comparing them to see what should be doing what. Electronics?
Yes.
I rolled the same number, but I don't suck at spot. I don't suck at electronics like I suck at spot. So this is fine. So I get a 20.
Yeah, while you're actually running it, you do pick up on a like a flicker now, like it's almost like a surge now and then. And you notice some of the equipment will dim and then brighten up again.
Can I isolate particular types of equipment or a particular area of the mid bay? Or is it sort of just all over?
It seems to be happening all over. Like you notice even the lights dimmed a little bit for a moment and then went back up.
Main line.
Yeah. Did my the work list and everything, do we have information on how, like, of where the small maintenance sections are and, like, where the main lines run into each section and things like that?
Yeah, you'll you'll have been given an upgraded map that's got main power conduits listed on it. So.
And then I'll attempt to trace down the main conduit from the mid bay area and how I would access such a thing.
To pick up the smaller lines, you basically when you gave you the toolkit, there's basically one where you just hold it up and it's almost like a tablet.
It shows you everything.
And it shows you like the glow lines of where the things are.
Okay. I'll start by running that around because if there's any of the cables are damaged, I might bring something up.
Brendan, the system scan omni-tool equipment you're using automatically detects any faults in 6 actions. You don't need to make a roll.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're changing that.
Does he have that? Is this just a normal?
If I do, he must.
No.
Yeah,
Because I think we
This
both
is one of those
did.
universal things you got for all of you. So.
No, I think only the tech guys got it because we found it in the thing. It was like, system scan, that will make it easy to find what's wrong with the thing. It specifically says System scan. Omnitool is equipped with a scanning software that detects any problems with the electronics or software of a nearby terminal, machine, or mech. Requires target to remain in place for 6 actions.
Okay.
I don't know how broad or limited you want to make that.
Just wondering how it should play to the actual. Okay, you don't pick up any physical faults here, I can tell you that much.
So it's not a fault of the machinery at the end.
Yes, you can determine that there's no faults of the actual wires or any of the machinery here.
Okay.
There doesn't seem to be none of the machines that use electricity seem to be the cause of it, like one of them isn't doing something that's affecting the whole system or anything.
Okay. In that case, I'll start measuring the voltage or whatever it is, the space voltage, and watch it during these fluctuations and see
Okay,
how much
make
it's
a
peaking.
roll while you're doing that.
What kind of roll?
Electronics again.
Ooh, yeah, that's better. 24.
You suspect that perhaps what's happening is what you might have a case of is the fuse system for this medical bay is right on the edge of overloading. So every so often something trips it, briefly overloads the fuse, but then because it drops,
It goes
back to normal again. And
Fuck you.
I'm basing this on something that happened at work with
It's
our fuse
fucking
box.
crazy,
If
man.
we turn on our heater,
I know you, no.
the one at the door, if we
Yeah.
put that on to full heat, we will get over and over again.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pay full price for that building. And you can't even use the upstairs.
And that
So it
case,
just tricks the lights for a brief
I will
moment.
point out it mentions nothing about mechanical
Yeah.
faults. Only electronics and
that
software.
makes sense because the mechanical fault's a physical
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, you think that that's probably your most likely prognosis is that. Yeah, that this fuse is right. The medical ward basically uses too much power for whatever the fuse system is.
whatever was established to use at the start.
This calls for Quarian ingenuity.
Pennies!
did that.
Or the other possibility is that it might be power might be going somewhere else it shouldn't be. So there might be this fuse might. The fuse that is designated only for medical might have accidentally also gone somewhere else. So there's something that's tripping it that's an external source that isn't here.
Okay, so either way, I've got to go track down that fuse system. I'll start doing that. Is it close to Midbay or is it centralized?
It's in the back of electrical handles. It's got all the fuses basically.
Well, I'll leave Midbay and way back there. Way up to the orderly as I leave.
Okay, hope you can sort it out.
Shouldn't be too hard. That's what they pay me for. I hope.
So you get back there. Oh, there it is again. Don't go away. No, not this way.
Look, do you want to capture vaguely Mass Effect-y looking scenery and not have to and play Cyberpunk at the same time so you're not staring at the fucking screen? Because if you do, baby, I fucking guessed. I don't hear a thank you. Thank you for the horrifying xenobot.
the horrifying xenobot.
I have to turn the sound back on so we can hear it.
Actually hearing the xenomorph itself is not as bad as hearing the tracker. Fuck the tracker.
Okay, whereas you arrive at your destination very slowly, but you get there. They start unloading the stuff from the back. Probably takes them 5 minutes or so, and then you're free to head off to the main building site.
Oh, she's probably just sitting there picking at her ear and annoying the guys with it. So what's that bit? That important? You know, just being an ignorant driver.
Ignorant.
Well, this controls the mechanism that sets the ore on this, blah blah blah.
Wait, I thought you were driving a land vehicle.
Yeah,
What's it need an oar for?
rowing your boat.
Well, row you with these rows here.
Stop him, he's got a sermon. And then jump back in my trusty steed and safely drive over to the next spot at the building site. What happens if I go up to 41? Beep, beep, beep. Back to 40.
Probably. They don't actually limit you, they just put an annoying noise in there. So
I know, that's what the taxis do.
Yeah.
Wait, taxis have some kind of thing that annoys them if they drive badly? Huh.
And
Let me guess, everyone else cuts that.
It's called
Yeah.
passengers.
You remember how legally we don't have to wear the seatbelt, except the car goes beep, 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 beep if you don't.
Oh god.
Yeah, it amazes me that the cops can sting me for driving from one end of a driveway that doesn't have a gate to another without wearing a seatbelt. But meanwhile, you guys get to drive around the middle of town, no seatbelts, perfectly illegal.
Which I can't quite understand.
That's what I just finished saying.
But I mean, it's...
Like I don't. It seems like a bizarre choice.
Yeah.
Like if I want to go windshield cannonball, and surely that's on my end. Install cable, check traps, fine. Sort of see if I could actually. I'll have a look while I'm in there. I'll just have a look around to see if there's anything else that looks like it's had a chew.
Oh, okay, yeah. Spot checking this. Well, you could also use, because you said that the Omni tool upgrade can do that thing.
Yeah, but it
you can
wouldn't
also
find
check-
mechanical damage.
No, true, but yeah.
I want to visually check as well. I mean, I'll do that at the same time. Sure, why not? Falls aren't allowed. Haha. Are they? Yeah. What a waste. Yep. Go to the skills tab, you idiot. Uh, 25, I think. 25, yeah.
Yeah, you don't find any other
Okay, cool.
chew damage anywhere.
I'll seal that back up. Put the inspection seal on it. Go back into the system and reactivate it and see what happens.
Cool. It works fine. You just have to do that manual update of the data from last night that's stuck in the log.
Yep, I'll do that. Can I program a process which, if there is still a file in there beyond the update timer, checks against the server-side version to see if this is a newer version and then updates it automatically? Like, unmanualizes this process?
Well, as soon as you only have to manual this one, because when it normally goes through its process at midnight, it would send it automatically. But
okay.
because it couldn't because of the problem.
Okay, I'll spend some time doing that.
Okay. You're dealing with that one. So yeah, you find that the fuses are too small for the amount of power that electrical is drawing. That
Medical is drawing.
Medical is drawing.
And it's definitely not a case of another system also using that same fuse.
No, you can't find any evidence of that basically.
Is this a case of I
Yes,
can
The
swap
numbers, the draw basically matches what you detected at medical, also matches what the readout is on the main fuse box for medical. So as soon as you check it, it's like, yep, there doesn't seem to be any whoever set this up obviously didn't realise medical was going to draw as much as it did. And this isn't even medical when it's at peak runtime, so you're wondering how that even happened. When they've only got one person getting a leg repaired and a few minor scratches and bruises being taken care of.
They'd blow the whole system if they were.
If they had a medical emergency, if like 10 guys got blown up or something and had to be rushed there's no way that this would have the power for it.
Okay. Is this a case of I can switch them to auxiliary, beef up their circuit system, and then switch them back? Or do I need to move them to a different circuit? And maybe move something less critical?
You actually have determined that because the auxiliary system is basically set up to be pretty much like the other one and just the same as it also would have the same problem, so you could switch it to it. It's going to be fluctuating on that one as well.
But if I guess I could just work on the auxiliary system and then switch them back to the... But then I guess that might mess up their system. But if I swap them to a fluctuating system for now, then...
I can't not upgrade the auxiliary, then change it over, then upgrade the primary, and then change it back.
You're going to want to postpone.
Sorry, Adrian's standing there going to do the same thing going.
I'm not an electrician and I know that.
Cool, so... Teala's having a pretty humdrum at the moment, just...
Should just be memorising the pictures of all the people that are allowed to be waved through.
Yeah, you could... She gave you a data pad with them on, but...
Naturally, Teala was putting an Ator'Nazri disk on her terminal. A surreptitious location.
Naturally.
Well, she can basically, like, up under there, but nobody would really, unless they crawl right under the desk. But what kind of secretary crawls right under the desk for any reason?
I don't know, that's Bill Clinton.
Also, I wouldn't be crawling under my desk.
You'll do as you're told.
So yeah, you can, if you want to, place an Ator disk.
Put Ator disk. But yeah, there won't be... because I'm a receptionist, I wouldn't have access to very much.
That's basically, you have access to very basic company info that anybody would be able to find on the extranet anyway. And then on top of that, you have a personnel list of the important people, the ones you would basically just give them.
Yeah, so I'll take a copy of that too myself.
That's pretty much all you have access to. Any work orders will come up on your terminal. So you'll have a constant update. So if anybody has to go through for any job, you'll get it usually before they show up, and it'll flag.
Yep.
That's important information to know. We're definitely going to have to backdoor your system, so you can use it to go the other way through into theirs, just in case we can't get local access.
Turn on the computer.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the backdooring we are doing to you.
Meanwhile, Rosa, after some boring, slow-ass driving, you're approaching the construction area in the north to get your next load, and you see a hover lift that's carrying a bunch of stuff, a bunch of metal beams and so forth. You see a piece of metal fall off of one of the construction buildings right onto the head of the driver of it, and he gets knocked out of the basically the hover.
That promotion's looking good.
Yeah, hover lift, and it starts speeding up towards some to a group of workers.
Shit, this is the action scene.
Yeah, okay.
So I probably don't even need to say this, but just for formality reasons, you think that if you gun it and annoy yourself with some beeps, you might be able to basically just sideswipe that thing so it crackers into
jump
Some
onto
harmless
it, get
construction.
inside, and drive it safely.
Well, that's the other. You could.
That's actually what I'm going to do. Just because my boss values safety so much, it's going to be the competing milk float races.
Okay.
Echo, play the Jason Statham playlist. Oh, it's not listening.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're driving
No Jason Statham
for a
for you.
start.
Okay. Just the plan is to get mine outside, but it is like when she jumps over to kill this one, so that it does the stop thing. So I'm not just trading.
Let's take the workers from the forklift and then my truck into the workers.
Then the much more nimble van collects several guys.
Ooh, that does not
It's
help.
just a
trying to
lift
get
that
them, I
hits
don't
them at
know.
a critical spot.
I'm so disappointed. I've been looking all day. I cannot find a Wonwu action figure.
Oh,
The cars, yes.
I'll buy that.
Who's the best?
Oh, who's the best? He's Hammond. Yours is so stupid. Ah, what?
11.
11.
Yep. Well, my skill's only 7 and I rolled low.
Okay. You pull it up.
That's enough. It's not like they're
That's a
speeding.
That is a good point.
It's not like they're speeding here. It should be stepping lightly from one to another. It should be easy.
Okay, then you make a. Is jumping in this system? Is it?
I don't think so.
Tumble is.
There is also jump.
There was also
Jump.
acrobatics. Oh, was there jump? It's straight jump.
There's a straight up jump.
You need to make a jump check so you can leap basically from yours over to the.
There are no skills right on the page.
14.
That's racist.
That's enough. You leap across onto the
Well, I'm
hover.
Hispanic and not white, so I can jump.
Yeah, so you leap across into the. And now you just have to make another. You don't really need to make a driving roll for this one because all you need to do is bring it to a stop.
Which is the brake? If there are 8 directions, why are there only 6 pedals?
I'll try this one.
Why is there even a button for this?
Why? There's a polarity button.
Where's the pedal
The device for speeding up and slowing the passage of time.
That's under the seat. Yes, you bring that to a halt before it hits anyone.
Did they give us any kind of comms or like a dispatch or emergency number to call because there's still that guy?
You shouldn't need an emergency number because you'll be so safe.
Before our next shift, Nate's going to make us start wearing hard hats or something now.
And then your van comes to a slowdown basically. It just sort of pulls a little bit past yours and you stop.
Why do I hear the
And some
soundtrack
people-
being run, shoot, jump at 30% normal speed?
Lead out door. Good boy. Good.
Oh, that poor driver though. Just like nothing even happened and he ate it. Looted.
So yeah, you get a bunch of people coming over and cheering wherever you go.
Woo, Sally, Sally.
Thank you, but can we medical emergency?
Yeah.
Medic!
Some people run over towards Sam and they're like, shit. Can we put him in the back of your vehicle? Wait, it's empty. Can you rush him to the medical ward?
Cool. I get this. Thank you. That's gonna
You
need
get to
another
speed
driver.
now because it's a medical thing. You get to go wee.
That literally, she said, "Oh yeah, sweet. We get to speed. We're gonna do the thing. You guys stay in the back with their hold him. Make sure his head doesn't move or anything, and then we're gonna and then start driving to the. And it's just like, Matt, medical.
I'm the back. Bum-ba-dee-da.
And then because
You need some help.
because we're speeding, beep beep.
This is true of all Batarians.
Cool. So you speed him to the medical bang, and one of the other guys in the back calls it ahead. So it's in orderlies and.
Boy, I sure do hope somebody's fixed the medical ward.
Zalo, no.
Oh, I have not.
What are the odds they'll have any kind of emergency when I flick this over to...
I like that in an entire walking city we have one med bay. And it's shit. Who set
But
this up,
for-
EA?
But that's perfect for an evil medical facility.
It's evil!
It says so right above the door. Evil medbay.
Oh, did we leave that on? There we go.
Criminally dangerous.
Oh no, we don't want that one. Horribly negligent, that's the one.
Yes, that's the one.
So yeah, they rush him inside.